Yes, people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my 31-day challenge where I speak in front of the camera every single day to get better and more confident. If you're here for the first time, my name's Enoch, and if you're here returning, as always, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you for following along. Today we're on day 27, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're on day 27, edging one step closer to that magical day 31, the final day of the challenge. And today's just one of those days where it's weird. I've had a few of them through this challenge, and they're just days where I don't really know what I'm going to speak about, if that makes sense. I'll wake up and then I'll still not have anything, or I'll watch yesterday's video and something just won't click or something won't pop into my head. Sometimes I'll have a small idea, but I'm like, ugh, do I really want to sit and talk about something, that topic, for 10 minutes? But usually I always get through it, but today's one of those days where I just haven't got through it, to be honest. So I just thought to myself, you know what? This is part of life. Sometimes you might not be inspired all the time, but just press record and film anyway. So that's what I'm doing today. Literally press record, freestyling it, sitting here, get through the 10 minutes, find something while I'm sat here to speak about. Hopefully then that can follow along and we'll take it from start to finish. We'll see how it goes. But this week, nothing too crazy going on. Obviously, we had Christmas and Boxing Day, Monday, Tuesday. So I was off those 2 days. And then today we're on Wednesday. Normally, to be fair, I like to book these days off work. So just utilizing those bank holiday weeks. So I booked 27, 28, 29 off. That way I would have been off since Friday. But work done me dirty, bro. I can't lie. Yeah, work done me dirty, man. And I was pissed off for a second, and I almost made it like an emotional decision of quitting because they just pissed me off at this one thing. But now looking back, I'm like, would that have been petty and stupid, quitting because of that one reason? So to give you some back context of what happened, usually within my work you get allocated 160 hours a year, which is what, like 20 days. I know it's not a lot. It should be 25 minimum, plus a bank holiday should be 30, but it is what it is. So we get 160 hours, and what you do in the system, you book the days off that you want to book off, and that should automatically subtract from the remaining hours that you've got. So if you've got 160 and you take 10 days off, that's obviously 80 hours. That should automatically subtract from the 160, leaving you with 80 hours. So the next time you're trying to book holidays in, you can see how much you've got remaining, and then obviously plan accordingly. So what happened in my situation is I booked some time off during the year, my birthday, during summer, just to see friends, some of the bank holidays as well, just to utilize and make the most out of those bank holiday periods. And then it got to about the August bank holiday when I was looking at potentially more dates to book in, because at this point I hadn't booked my annual leave for the trip and holiday that I'm taking next month. So I was like, you know what, it's getting kind of close now. I should probably book the time off. So I've gone on, booked that time off, and it was still saying that I had 160 hours. So I'm thinking, well, that sounds like quite a lot, considering I've taken some time off already. So anyway, I didn't think too much into it because those other parts of that system that were accurate in terms of my sick days and my purpose, my time, which is just like some time you can use to go and give back to community and some kind of charitable event, whatever you want to do. So those were accurate apart from my holidays, but I didn't think too much into it. Fast forward a couple of weeks when I was trying to book in some more time in October, November, just to break the month up. So I booked in a couple of days there, plus it was Wes's birthday, so I had to try to book off a day for that as well. And then what happened? Yeah, so that got approved, and then I was looking at the holiday hours, and I was still seeing 160. So I'm thinking, yo, why is there still 160 hours left? I've booked off holidays, it's been approved, I've taken time off, and definitely I know it's creeping up to that, at least to my limit of holiday hours. So now that's when I messaged my manager. I'm like, yo, can you just double check this is correct, because the system's still saying 160, because I didn't want to be in a position where either I lose my holidays and I can't carry them forward, or I overbook and I cure obviously like too many holidays rather than not having enough. So then messaged my manager, chased up on it a couple of days after, and then she had a conversation with HR, who then looked into it, and they basically came back and said, yeah, the system had errored, and it looked like you were, from the time you've already taken off to the time that you've been approved until your renewal date, which is January 17th, you've overbooked by 82 hours, which is about 10 days. So I'm thinking, wait, hold on. Your system's allowed me to overbook 10 days, and I've booked holidays within that. Luckily, the only one that was falling into was my trip next month. October, November were just days I wanted to split up, so I wasn't really doing anything. So I'm like, listen, I'll be the bigger person here, and I'll cancel some of the holidays in October, November, because like I'm not really doing anything. But there's other days that I physically can't book off because I've booked a whole flight to go to a different country. Like I can't rearrange that. Not for you. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Cool. So they went back and forth, and they were basically saying, okay, appreciate you obviously booking those days off, cancelling those days in October, November, but the ones that after, because technically you have gone over the allocated time period, it's up to yourself. You can either work extra every day, I think like half an hour or like an hour, or it can be unpaid leave. Boy, listen, my blood was boiling. I'm like, are you actually taking the piss? Your system has allowed me to book the holidays off. It's been approved by 2 managers, and now you're telling me that I have to cancel it, or I'm gonna get penalized and work longer to try and make that time back. Bro, my blood was boiling. I was so pissed off, honestly. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. Started looking for other jobs. For a good week, I was just, when you're in your feelings and something's got to you and you can't let it go. Yeah, that was me for a good week. I'm like, nah, these are. Am I a mug or something? Have I got mug written over across my forehead? I'm looking up for the job, started applying, and then I spoke to my sister about it, and I spoke to some other people about it, and they kind of like just like calm me down for a bit. To be fair, I even had a realization. I thought, you know what? Let me just firm it, because the position I'm in right now, which actually is funny because it reminds me of a saying, and it says, sometimes that we forget that we are living everything that we've prayed for. And I remember this time last year when I was still working at the branch level, sorry, around like November last year when I was working at the branch level, and it was cold, it was raining, I was working like stupid amount of hours. I wasn't getting the appreciation that of the work I was doing. I wasn't getting paid the amount of work I was putting in. There was just a lot going on at the time. I was thinking like, nah, I need a new job. I need to work from home. I need to find a different position. Obviously, fast forward now, I'm literally living everything I prayed and hoped for this time last year. And it's so beneficial because this is like exactly where I need to be right now. I just know it. And I thought, nah, let me just bite the bullet rather than making an emotional decision of quitting the job and finding a new job, and then having to give up, for example, my whole work from home routine, which I'm like deep into right now, and just the perks that I get from working from home. Let me not give that up over like a small thing like this, even though it is big, but at the same time, on the grand scheme of the bigger plan and the bigger picture, um, it's small. One sec. Yeah, I'm filming a video. Let me call you back. Go on. Yeah. So sometimes it's best just when we are in an emotional. It just threw me off. Sometimes it's best when we are going through something to take a step back, take a couple of days off, sleep on something, rather than making an emotional decision that might affect us down the line. As human beings, we are very emotional creatures, and when you study how our brain works and how we really make choices within life, you see that our decisions are actually based off our emotions. And what we tend to do is we'll make a decision based off emotions, and then later on we'll justify it with logic. Whereas most people think that we make the decision based on logic, and then we have the emotional attachment or emotional reaction after. Whereas, well and truly, the real reason that we make decisions is we make through emotions, and then we justify with a reasoning after, or reason with justification, yeah, and logic. But that's 10 minutes. Time's just gone off. Hope you enjoyed today's video. A bit more freestyle. Might do the same tomorrow, actually. Yeah, might do the same tomorrow. So cool. Tune in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching till the end. As always, peace, love. See you on the next page.